What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the through the night that our flag was still there. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? From the free and the home of the
USA! 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 USA!
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Please, please, ladies and gentlemen, please do not sit down because there are no chairs. Partly for budgetary reasons, but mostly because I'll take a standing ovation any way I can get it. It's good to be back home! Whoever said you can't go home again did not have a friend with a private jet. It was easy. Just look at this crowd. Unbelievable. I just hope this doesn't turn into an occupation. But you know, if it did, you would be pepper sprayed in the politest way possible. This is Charleston, after all. What a beautiful day the Lord has given us.
Amen.
What a beautiful state. What a beautiful town. What a beautiful low country. But folks, I am not here to pander, because I know I don't need to pander to the most beautiful people in the world. Can I get an amen? You're good.
Hey, put the
Before we
sign
begin,
down.
I want to take a moment and thank everybody who made this day possible. I want to thank the College of Charleston, graciously inviting us in. I want to thank CNN for letting us squat on their news zone. Special thanks to my dear friend Anderson Cooper, the Silver Surfer of cable news. Stay fit, my friend. And I want to thank all the other press for being here. Thank you, gentlemen. I want to thank the print. I want to thank the television press, radio, ham radio, bloggers. You got to thank the bloggers just for coming outside. Wear some sunscreen, fellas. And how about those College of Charleston cheerleaders and the Cougarettes? And of course, the College of Charleston pep band and the Coastal Carolina marching band. Folks, if these two bitter rivals can share the same stage, then there is hope that America can come together. Of course, I got to thank Governor Nikki Haley, who unfortunately... Thank you for cheering. Fortunately, Governor Haley couldn't be here today. I also want to thank Senator Lindsey Graham, who also could not make it. And I want to thank Senator DeMint, who was a maybe. Is he here? No? Okay, he's probably still looking for parking. I also want to thank the Republican Party of South Carolina for putting on this primary. Give it up. And my good friend, Chad Connolly, the chairman of the Republican Party of South Carolina. He's been great to work with. Chad, the check's in the mail. I also want to thank 18-year-old tweeter Clifton @Sylph66, who yesterday tweeted, "Skipping class tomorrow to see Stephen Colbert live. Oh yeah, totally worth it." Don't worry about playing Clifton. Your secret is safe with me and these national television cameras. And to anyone else who is here skipping class today, the future of our country is bright. I want you to know I am a doctor, so I will write you a note of excuse to give to your teacher. Of course, I technically have a doctorate in fine arts, so I'm going to say that you all have severely swollen Jackson polyps. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, and I mean this sincerely, I want to thank Stephen Colbert. You're welcome. Somebody had to say it, and I'm the one at the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't love me as much as I do. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are making history. I think we'll all remember where we were when this happened. I was up here. You guys were out there. Remember that? Good times.
You're my boy, Steven!
Before I introduce the man we've all gathered here to see introduce me, I want to salute the other candidates in the race. I think people are hungering for a positive campaign, so I'm not going to go after this man's opponents. I won't be saying things like, the only difference between Mitt Romney and a statue of Mitt Romney is that the statue never changes its position. That's not positive, not even to the statue. And it would be wrong to say that if you guess Ron Paul's real name, he has to teach you how to spin straw into gold. I'm not going to do it. And I am not going to answer the gotcha question, am I interested in an open marriage? Though I am flattered that Newt Gingrich asked me. You see, I didn't come here to criticize anyone. I came here to praise one man. One her man. An important note, a her man is not the same as a she male. I don't want to frighten off any Santorum supporters. Charleston Nation, anybody who knows me knows that I have believed in the message of Herman Cain for several days now. And for so many reasons. Herman Cain is a business leader. Herman Cain is a family man. Herman Cain is an outsider. In fact, he is such an outsider, he is not even running for president anymore. He's a man with ideas, a man with conviction, a man with a bus with his face on it. Gandhi didn't have that. I want you to vote for Herman Cain. Because Herman Cain is me. We both refuse to play by Washington's rules. We both flout convention when it comes to things like taxes and debt and how many Beckys there are in Ooh, Becky, 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 stand, stand. I say 3, Herman says 4. National Geographic is working on it. But mostly, I believe you should work for Herman Cain because he believes in hard work, the power of free markets, and he possesses the one thing I don't think I will ever have, a place on the South Carolina primary ballot. So it is my great honor to introduce to you the her man with the plan. The plan so fine they named it 999, the Mad Max of the flat tax, the Indiana Jones of opportunity zones, the her man, the her myth, my brother from another mother, Mr. Herman Cain.
Thank you very much, Mr. Colbert. And I would my brother from another mother, Mr. Stephen Colbert. We the people are still in charge.
That man's got a beautiful voice. Thank you so much. Herman Cain, everybody, give it up. I want to make sure. Has that been all right? Somebody faint? Have we gotten her some water? One of the gospel members of the gospel choir fainted. Let's give it up for her. Let's give it up for her.
I'm gonna try and bleed some more.
Thank you, Herman Cain. All I can add to Herman's eloquent quotation from Pokemon is, gotta catch 'em all. My fellow Americans, a lot of people have asked me, why are we here? What is this about? In fact, Herman asked me that on the bus coming here just now. It is quite simple. As Herman Cain said, we, the people, are still in charge. We, the people, still retain our power. But let's think of that phrase, we the people. We all learned it in school. Some of us learned it in Schoolhouse Rock. But what do we mean when we say we the people? Well, when our founding fathers wrote those words, we the people, they meant all the people who were white male landowners. But throughout our nation's great history, every generation has been called to expand the definition of who is a person to more of their fellow human beings, regardless of race, creed, color, or whether they are human or have beings. Because now we know that corporations are people. Can I get a corporations are people? Can I get another corporations are people? Corporations are people! And if corporations are people, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to say I am a people person. So is this a civil rights issue? Yes. Now, I don't like it when other people compare me to Martin Luther King. I like it when I do it myself. I'm like Martin Luther King. I am the Martin Luther King of corporate civil rights. The Lockheed Martin Luther Burger King, if you will. Now, some of you may be too young to remember, but years ago, back in 2010, there were still limits on how much money corporations could spend on elections. And not just corporations, also billionaires and unions, but mostly corporations. And faced with this tragic lack of corporate influence in our government, 2 years ago, 5 courageous, unelected justices on the Supreme Court took a stand while technically still sitting. We all know their names: Thomas, Scalia, Roberts, the other Scalia, and the tall guy. I want to say Gary something. The case Citizens United versus the Federal Election Commission. In it, they ruled that since corporations are people, and people have the right to free speech, and money equals speech, therefore corporations have the constitutional right to spend unlimited money in political speech. With the stroke of a gavel, these brave men leveled the playing field and then sold the naming rights to that playing field to Bank of America. But these wise men knew that there had to be some reasonable restrictions to protect all that innocent money from the corrupting influence of politicians. And so they declared that the unlimited corporate and union and billionaire bucks had to be completely independent of the campaigns. And lo, super PACs were born unto us. We had finally arrived at an American crossroads to restore our future priorities, USA, and make us great again. Because freedom works. And once upon a time, even I had one. Colbert Super PAC. You know our motto, say it with me: making a better tomorrow, tomorrow. God bless you. And when I started it, I promised that you would be a player in this election. I promised to make your voice heard in the form of my voice. Well, nation, I have to ask, can you hear you now? I can't hear you hearing you. Now, a quick legal disclaimer. My former Super PAC had nothing to do with today's rally. It is now known as the Definitely Not Coordinating with Stephen Colbert Super PAC, controlled by my shadowy dear friend and completely uncoordinated business partner, Jon Stewart. You see, folks, I had to give up my Super PAC just because I formed a exploratory committee to be the President of the United States of South Carolina. Giving up that super PAC wasn't easy. It was like giving up my baby. You know how hard that is? Now imagine that baby had a whole lot of money. Imagine how much harder that would be. Because God willing, you'll get that baby back, but it might not have all the money. So why would you love it? Of course, the pundits out there in the media, they've asked, yes, boo. The pundits have asked, is this all some joke? We've all heard it, haven't we?
Yeah, there's a reason people are saying.
And I say, if they are calling being allowed to form a super PAC and collecting unlimited and untraceable amounts of money from individuals, unions, and corporations, and spend that money on political ads and for personal enrichment, and then surrender that super PAC to one of my closest friends while I explore a run for office, if that is a joke, then they are saying our entire campaign finance system is a joke. And I don't know about you, but I have been paid to be offended by that. We fought a great civil war to ensure that all people are people. As Abraham Lincoln said at Gettysburg, give me some money. They don't teach that in school anymore. They've replaced that with Gay Mexican History Month. Now, there are bigots out there who don't like the progress we've made. There are cynics who say that you have to be a billionaire to have your voice heard in Washington. Wrong. You just have to know a billionaire. We face an uphill battle. I won't lie to you. And unlike all the other hills I've conquered, persons based on the color of their skin, or because they didn't have skin, or a head, or a face. And if you share that belief, then tomorrow you have no choice but to vote for Herman Cain. Because he shares my beliefs, I don't know, I haven't asked him. The point is, I share his beliefs, and you share my beliefs. So by the transitive property, he shares your beliefs. You see, politics is like an STD. And I mean no offense to STDs. So tomorrow, January 21st, the 2-year anniversary of Citizens United, you can thank the Supreme Court by going into that voting booth and voting for Herman Cain. Because sadly, it is still illegal to vote with just pure cash. Now the experts say he can't win. They've been wrong before. Not this time. This time they're spot on. But just because you lose, that doesn't mean you surrender. Did Napoleon surrender at Waterloo? No. Did Custer surrender at Little Bighorn? No. Did Robert E. Lee surrender at Appomattox? Hell no. The fight goes on. The dream endures. Eyes on the prize. Enter the octagon. We must stand for our corporate brothers and our limited liability sisters. We must stand because they have no legs. We here must highly resolve that these unlimited funds shall not have been donated in vain. Because if corporations are people with the constitutional right to influence our elections, then I promise you, government of those people, by those people, and for those people shall not perish from this earth. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Herman Cain. Get up here,
Stephen, 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 Stephen.